All right, welcome, fam. We are doing another podcast, which we know you love because you love seeing our faces. Uh, well, I've got a few people on the call and one that's here but not visual. Why don't you
He
all
is visual. I can
give
put
a
him
good
on.
howdy? Hey, there's Bob. All right. And we got Zach and we have Andy as well joining us on this call. Thank you guys for being here.
Glad to be
No
here.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad to be here with my brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Uh, but we're actually doing a mock draft episode today, and giving you a few caveats with it. We're going to do it on ESPN, which is the platform that we already draft on. ESPN only does a full PPR mock draft, or they do a basically standard league drafts. They don't actually do a mock draft that's kind of like our league, but we're going to draft as if it is our league. We've all joined a 12 team mock draft because that's how many teams we're going to have in our league, and hopefully you can check out kind of what we do and get some feedback, give us some feedback on how well we did. But a few things to kind of mention with it. I already mentioned that it's not exactly like our league. So you're going to have people that are drafting randomly and won't really match our system, but we're going to do the best we can. Another piece to it is in these mock drafts, you do get people that just auto draft or they only want to be in for the first few rounds and then they dip out. And so you get a lot of auto picks that will happen throughout the time. We can't really control that, but we're going to stay on for the whole draft. The last part is, guys, do not pick a kicker. So wait until it forces us to pick a kicker. It doesn't have everything exactly how we have our league set up. So we have to pick a kicker. So I'll just tell you all, please just do that the very last pick. We don't deal with
Last
those.
round,
Got you.
Yeah, we
nobody.
don't deal with that kind of stuff. I know Allison's really upset about that, but we don't worry about picking the ball. All right, that's not what we're
Oh,
here.
oh,
The football. Yes, we are not here for that, but we are here for a mock draft and hope you get something out of it, whether it's laughing at us or actually learning something. Um,
sponsored by Miller Lite. Tastes
yes,
great. Selling.
yes, and water. I'm going to drink some water. But before I drink some water, I was going to ask you guys. We got a couple minutes before our draft really starts. Do either of you have any like tips or like one tip that you utilize when you're drafting, or a tip for those folks out there for when they're drafting?
Draft kickers first.
I do apologize. I didn't hear your question. I live on a road where a lot of people like to drive fast, so I didn't hear you.
I asked if you had any tips for the folks out there on drafting
I,
in
I
general.
would say one of the things I hear, because I drive a lot, I do have a fantasy station on my XM radio, and they're talking a lot about people going a lot more towards receivers than running backs in the past. They kind of devalued them. Plus, they've said that the running backs are a little deeper to where you could get them in the middle rounds and get a decent running back. Plus, they get hurt a lot anyway. So, running backs, that is. So,
Yeah.
I'm, used to when I first started, it was always running back, running back, running back. And then now I'm kind of thinking a little differently than I have in the past.
Yeah.
I will say that's one thing I like about our league is that we have a little bit of bonus on the running backs where we do the 0.2 points per
True.
carry. So it kind of makes it a little bit more even.
Agreed.
And
'Cause
that's
especially,
I
And
like.
maybe that's something we bring up. Maybe since the running backs are so shorted, maybe we do a half a point. I don't know.
that's
We'll talk about that in
yeah. We'll
another.
we'll we'll discuss that in the next
Right.
call. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see what you're
Yep. Yep.
saying there. Because you have
28 seconds.
yeah, we are going to be hopping on here shortly. And the only thing
Yep.
I would say is we're doing this mock draft, and I would suggest that you mock draft a bit just to see where players are going and get a general sense. And when I know that I've done probably 10 to 12 mock drafts already, and for me, it's
Yep.
also doing something different each time. As you mentioned, Andy, I'm going to do a draft where I just go receivers in the beginning and whatnot, right? So a lot of that
Right.
kind of stuff. All right,
Yeah.
we are
I do
getting
agree
ready
with
to
I do
draft.
agree with that as
Keeper of the
well.
draft.
Yeah. So do some mock drafts as much as you
You have
can.
to enter the draft.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the screen while we're drafting, and then I'll probably ask you all some questions as we're going along and whatnot, just to gauge your response to what you're
Mhm.
doing. We've actually set it up so that way Andy is drafting first, Zach is in the middle, second Zach is a little further down, so Bob is going to draft with us, and then I'm at the very end. Like I said, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see it as I'm doing that. Boom, here we go. Share. And then our draft, as you can see, here's the draft room right here. We have it all set up. I'm on my laptop. You can also do this on your cell phone. That's actually the way that I do it most often. I think, Zach, you're using your cell phone right now.
Yeah, I'm on
Uh,
my cell phone.
it's just a much different experience when you're actually on your phone. Uh, One of the things I will show you as people are on my screen, you can queue up players. I definitely suggest queuing up players in your draft just because in case you run out of time, you know, well, at least draft a player that you like or wanted to have rather than the first player that's at the top of the board. So, always a good thing to do there. And we get 30 seconds per pick. So, this does go pretty fast in these mock drafts. But boom, 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 boom.
Okay, here we
We are
go.
off. Boom. Andy took Justin Jefferson. Do you think he's the number one? Is he going to be the top player always picked?
I don't know if he'll be the top player every time. I had him last year. He was very good. And with them getting rid of Delvin Cook, I think they're going to be a pass happy team.
I would agree. I'm taking Jefferson first. You know, even in our league, I would take him first if I had the first pick. I just think he's consistent and solid. But running backs are very valued in our league, so it would make sense if someone did it. Zach, who would you draft first? Well, now it's Zach's
Uh,
turn, so I'm gonna leave Zach on it. It's Zach's turn right now.
first overall, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I think it's a toss up between 3 or 4 guys. I think it's between the top 3 or 4 guys, honestly. And I'm going to take Derrick Henry just because of the carries. That's points
Sure. Yeah.
at 4. So
In our league, I can see him being one of the definitely like maybe not necessarily the number one, but I can see him top three. So if you took him number
yeah,
one, I'm not
yeah.
even
I
gonna
don't.
get it. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't see him being number 1, but I think he'll get points.
Yeah, he'll be a solid, consistent pick, which you need at that spot.
Unless
Yeah.
he
In
goes down.
a few picks, we have Bob coming up. Bob, who you taking? Who you looking at?
He said he's looking at running backs. He said never mind. He was looking at McCaffrey. Uh oh. Yeah, he wanted Eckler, he said.
Yeah, you weren't going to get Eckler probably.
So I will give my quick opinion real fast with these picks. Cooper Kupp,
Yeah,
I don't know. Everyone is projecting him so high. I don't see it this year. I think it's going to be a bad year, but that's just me. I don't.
yeah.
That's just me.
Not that you're an expert.
Who'd you take?
Bob
Devontae.
took Devontae.
I like it. Wow.
Devontae is a
Good
stud,
pick.
and then Bijan went.
Bijan
I'll
went
tell you,
what,
if
ninth, 10th?
if Kelsey's there, I gotta take him. Shoot. All right, so now I'm up. I
Maybe.
get two picks
I
in a
mean,
row because I'm at the
maybe.
back end. I mean, I gotta take Travis Kelsey, but I'm gonna spend my time here because I gotta think. I'm probably. So this is a tough debate because in our league, I might think to actually take like a Josh Jacobs, who was actually the
Yeah,
number
I
one
was just
player in
gonna.
our
I
league.
was looking down. I almost would take Saquon or Josh Jacobs, but I mean, again, this is all personal preference.
Yeah, so I'm taking Kelsey there because I'm still thinking about because I knew I was going to take
Not that
Kelsey
you're
no
an
matter what.
expert.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's a great pick. I mean, it's a good pick.
Do I take
Oh
then
yeah,
Mahomes because I'm not going
and
to
you
get
go
him
back
back?
to back. Yeah, and you go back to back. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a
yeah,
tough part. But I'm not going to take Mahomes. I'm going to wait on that. But I am going to take a running back. I'm actually
yeah.
going to go after Josh Jacobs. So that's what I'm going to take.
Sure, that's not a bad pick at all.
No, I actually like Nick Chubb a lot, but he was already taken right before me, so I couldn't take him.
Right,
But
right.
it's coming back to Bob here in a moment. Um, but the turns, Andy and I are on kind of end cap, so you have to pick two players off the bat. And one of the things that is great about that is I get to pick two players right off the bat. But the other thing that's tough is I have to now wait 23 picks or so to
Yeah,
get more.
Right.
So that can be tough. Bob, you took Aaron Jones. I actually like Aaron Jones. I think he's underrated this year.
Mhm.
I think he'll be utilized more, especially with the short passes from Love.
Yeah.
They were putting on the show I was listening to, they put him in the top 5.
Yeah. Zach, who are you leaning? You're up here in a moment. You have any leans?
Yeah.
A lot
He's
of
not.
solid wide receivers still on the board. I'm kind of amazed at that.
Yeah. That's what I'm taking. Taking Waddle.
Taking Waddle.
A
Taking
little bit of a
Waddle.
flyer. A little bit of a flyer there.
So why'd you take Waddle over like an AJ Brown or Amon Ra?
Yeah.
I think that Waddle is going to have a good season. I think Tyreek is going to get some double teams. I think Waddle's going to have a great season. I think that projection of like 140 is low.
Sure.
I think Miami's going to be rock
I think
solid
Miami's
this
going to be
year.
real tough. Especially, this is completely off the subject, but if they can get Dalvin Cook, which sounds like that's like the front runner, oh man, that's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be real awesome. I'm a Miami fan too. I like them.
So Andy took Amon Ra with the first pick that he had. Now
That's a
he's got
good pick.
another.
That's a good wide
Yeah, to
receiver
get
pick.
Amon Ra
I
at the
think
back end of the second.
yeah, I think
That's
that's a
real good.
great pick. Yeah.
And ETN. All right, ETN with the next pick.
ETN. Dang, someone took Josh Allen, huh?
I was surprised you didn't, because that means Josh Allen went to the third. In our league, I guarantee he won't go to the third. He'll be in the second.
Zach can trade for him later. Don't worry.
It was Patrick Mahomes that I had.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, where's the little the lizard lick that you get for your shot?
This section was by Fireball. We need all the sponsorship dollars we can get.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
don't
true.
know if this is a great pick, but I am going to go with Najee Harris.
You
I think that's
son
a
of
very
a!
good pick.
I queued him up right off the bat. Why
I
do you like
think that
Harris?
that's a great pick in the third round.
I think it's a very good pick. You're solid there.
Absolutely.
He'll be relied on
Absolutely.
heavily.
He's young, so he should stay healthy. I actually, a couple of podcasts I watched, they have him in the top 5 this year. I mean, projections, but projected to finish in the top 5.
Yeah.
Here goes a bunch of quarterbacks.
Quarterback's going off right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Which
Greg,
I don't know. This
don't
might
forget
be.
to get Kyle Pitts, Greg.
Yeah. Hey, man.
He got Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I don't need him anymore. I made sure
Oh,
I didn't have
that's
to
right.
make
You
that
got
mistake.
Kelsey. Yeah, you're
I didn't have to
screwed.
make that mistake this time.
There really is. Yeah. It's almost like, I mean, it's a mock draft, so it doesn't matter, but
Right.
to wait for a quarterback would not kill you.
No,
I mean,
and unfortunately, as they're coming around, and I have to
it'll be
kind of
interesting to see how our draft goes with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Agreed. Because,
That's
you know,
insane.
in years past, I used to always go with one quarterback if they were a solid starter, but I think
Same.
you almost have to have one on your bench anymore because
Yeah.
they get hurt.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, true.
I
got a couple running backs up at the top that I actually don't like. I don't like Kenneth Walker as much this year with Charbonnet coming in and what they're doing. So I don't know if he's going to be as valuable as I would like. But I'm at a turn, so I got to make a choice. I'm gonna start with Olave, so I'm actually gonna draft Chris Olave.
I like that pick.
As a start.
A lot of podcasts are talking about he's going to be the top 3 this year.
Yeah. And this is where it gets actually really tough because I have a couple thoughts when it comes to some of these other running backs. I'm wondering, do I take a chance on getting the bag now? I'm gonna take Alexander Madison here.
I love that pick. I'm telling you, I think he's just as good as Dalvin Cook.
I don't know about a full season.
I'm telling you, look at what he's done when he replaces him. He has 100-yard games.
I missed Miles Sanders. I would have picked Miles Sanders instead. I couldn't find him. I would have taken Miles Sanders just so you're aware instead of Alexander
I just
Madison.
saw Kenneth Walker. Well, I still like the Madison pick. I like Madison.
Yeah, but I like Sanders better. Carolina's has a really good
Devontae Smith is a good
run off.
pick.
Yeah, but either way, it's all right. This is why we do a mock draft, right? Because
Exactly.
gotta figure it out. But yeah, I would have taken Miles Sanders over him.
Mock or not, I'm about to do what I'm about to do it.
Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
No.
I'm
Do
doing
it.
it. I'm doing it.
All right,
I'm about to piss Andy off.
Well,
Okay.
Bob, you took Devonta again, so you got Devonta for second year in a row.
Oh, here it is. Watch this pick, guys. Draft.
Oh, the what?
Oh, the molester. All right.
The molester.
Hey, that's all right. Everybody needs a little bit of comforting once in a while.
Love it. Thank you, Uncle Andy. Thank you for that. Oh my.
Nothing wrong
But
with
Andy, you've got some stuff coming up too. Anybody you're looking at, or like when you look at your team, what are you looking for right now?
Well, I think I might. Well, I know I've only
Damn
got
it.
7 seconds. I got to think about this. I think I'm going to try to get my second running back and maybe a quarterback at this point.
Yeah, with the
So-
amount of quarterbacks taken.
I think that's what I'm going to try to do. So I got to draft somebody real fucking quick. Oh shit! I'm in trouble here.
Uh-oh. Rashad White and Isaiah Pacheco.
I got them both.
Well, yeah, because you timed out.
Oh,
So you got
fuck
Rashad
me.
White.
Well, I'm good on running backs now, so I
Hey,
guess I'll be focusing
you know
on
what?
and tight end.
I'm assuming you took Pacheco away from Louis, because I imagine that Pacheco's got to be like Louis is on Louis's board.
Damn, this
I
dude
had
just
him queued
took
up.
my player.
I had him queued up, and
This dude just took my player. All
Who was
right,
that?
it's time
Calvin
to take
Ridley?
a flyer. Yes.
No, I'm not
Time
on
to
him
take
this year.
here's another flyer, but this might happen in the real draft. Boom.
Okay.
He's way down there.
He is way down there.
He's
You could have
way
waited
down
a
there.
while. You could have waited a while for that one to pair him up.
yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say,
in the normal draft, I probably would, but
In our draft, you're like, I'm
What?
not so sure.
wow, that's a good one.
so just so everyone knows, so people that don't understand, I did that so that Deshaun Watson and Elijah Moore are together.
Yes.
So that's like bonus points, but essentially, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But I also wanted Amari Cooper. Someone took him.
Wasn't me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's you, buddy.
Another sip of Miller Lite.
Christian Watson ain't bad.
No,
Christian
Watson's
Watson
not
ain't
bad.
bad.
Like a few people over here. So we'll see. We'll see if
I'm
Good
all
luck
right
with
my
that.
running back. I feel good
I'm
about
just
my
gonna-
running backs right now. I'll be
I'm
honest.
going to
with
just offer my opinion to everyone. It's my opinion. I'm no expert. I would not touch Mike Evans.
no, I'm not a big
True.
Mike Evans fan this year.
you. Who was that?
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield throwing to him. Yeah.
All right, so I gotta pick my I got a few things I'm gonna do
See what?
here.
There's a.
Actually, I'm gonna go Justin Fields. So I'm gonna take that sucker off of Andy's board. And
Good
then I'm
pick.
There you go.
actually
That's a hell of a pick in round 6 or round 5.
and then the next time I'm gonna take
Damn, I know that Alabama.
Yeah, he drowned.
Yeah.
Ryan Mallett drowned today.
You're
That's
kidding.
crazy. I didn't
What?
know that either. Bob just told me, yeah.
So I'm gonna actually take Cam Akers. I think he's actually gonna have a good
Who did
year
he play
this
for?
year.
Was it the Patriots?
Rams.
Baltimore.
Oh,
Baltimore's who I'm thinking
who
of.
Mallet? I thought
Yeah.
Mallet did go to the Patriots in the very beginning of his career.
He might have. I don't know. He said Baltimore and Houston Texans.
Got it.
Someone just got George Kittle. That's a great pick.
Bob, who are you going to go for? I almost took David Montgomery over Cam Akers. It was between those two.
I'm sorry, but I think Monty is becoming a slug. It's kind of getting slow.
I don't know about that.
I like him.
I don't know about that.
I think he's getting slow. You did well, okay.
My
Please
only
write
thing
that
is he's in a
down.
good offense that they did well. Like, I mean, what they're
Someone
probably
just
one of the
took
top rush.
Justin Tucker.
See, that's why we don't pick kickers right there. Someone was like confirming
Round
their
6,
kicker.
Justin Tucker. That's silly.
Don't tell Glenn and Stacy that. Let them do that.
Yeah, right. But
All
don't worry,
right.
everybody. Kickers won't even show up in our draft since we don't have
This is
them
in
on, so you can't even mess
this
that
is
up.
this pick right here is in remembrance of my brother Greg.
Yeah, Penny. You gotta go Pitts. Yeah.
Yeah, the unicorn.
All right.
They're still not existent.
Come on, Ritter. Desmond Ritter.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, there are still some people out here.
Yeah, I mean,
Still got McLaurin out there. Oh, well, there he goes.
I think here's the tough part is that in our league, like I like a Deontay Johnson this year. I like a Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
But they're not going to get touchdowns. And to me, that's a really
Oh,
tough part in our league.
I see one right now that I'm about to steal, and this is going to be a good one, especially in round 7.
Okay, not to interrupt Zach, but I just took my tight end and I took my quarterback, and I
Yep.
took my quarterback to hook up with Justin Jefferson. So
Yeah.
Yep.
kind of followed suit with him.
And you got him in the 7th round. That was a great pick. Yep, he's there. I'm going to take him. Here you go, Louie.
Pollard.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
unfortunately,
I think that's your best wide receiver this year, just so you know. That's how I feel.
I agree. I think Cooks is going to be a good one. I ain't touching.
I think Lamb will still have a great year, but I think it'll be because Brandon Cooks is there.
it's funny. I actually like a lot of the wide receivers that are left in this round right now. Like where
So do
we're
I.
at.
So do I.
Like, I mean, I like Hollywood. I like Drake London. I actually like Christian
Yeah.
Kirk. I know everybody's on Calvin Ridley, but Christian Kirk has the chemistry with.
Sure.
So like I think that's big. I think Tyler Lockett's underrated because everyone thinks that Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to somehow take his job.
Ayuk's a good pick. Dotson
Yeah.
is pretty solid.
Treylon Burks, man, as long as Treylon Burks is healthy, he's the number one option in Tennessee. Like,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of good wide receivers here, and I don't see a lot of great running backs that I want at this point.
I also haven't been able to see how everyone else is drafted. Are there a bunch of wide receivers because everyone is taking running backs?
I can't really tell that as much, so honestly, I can't. I'm not able to really look at that as well.
Ooh, Javonte Williams in the 7th round. Nice.
Man, this is. So I'm debating right now. I have, man, I might be going receiver. And the tough part though is I want. I'm not going to do it. All right, so we're going to go.
Do it.
You're going to go
Yeah,
Kirk,
I'm going to
right?
go with Tyler Lockett.
Oh, you're going to go with Tyler, huh?
Yeah,
I don't see anything
my
wrong
heart
with
tells me
that.
to go Treylon Burks as well. However, I'm going to throw one in here that because we're so running back heavy,
Smith Jigba.
I'm thinking of taking P. Ryan. So I think he's going to have a good year as well.
P.
But
Ryan's
actually,
not
instead,
a terrible.
I'm going to be taking Treylon Burks. Another guy, as long as he's healthy, I think he's got a good year ahead of him. He did great when he was on the field.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to throw much.
They don't, but they don't have many options to throw to anyway. So.
Well, true, but I don't think they're going to throw much. I think every game they're going to be in is going to be low scoring. Their defense is good, and stout. So I think there's going to be some issues with that. It's just my unprofessional opinion.
And I would say at this point, I think one of the challenges that I'm probably facing with my team so far, especially on the wide receiver end of it, is I feel like I have a lot of boom bust in my receivers. I have Olave, who's more of a deep threat. You have Lockett, who's very up and down, and Burks, as you said, Andy. There are going to be games where he's just not going to. He's going to get 5 targets. And
I
that's
think he'll have a
nothing.
good season. I think Pittman will have a good season. I think they'll have Richardson in by week 6 or 7, dude. If not right off the bat.
And Pittman's fallen. I mean, he's thinking about how far down he is. To
I
get the
mean,
number
rookie
1 wide
quarterback.
receiver on
That's
a
what
team. Yeah,
everyone sees rookie quarterback and Gardner Minshew. I mean,
yeah. And unfortunately, my defense just
they're
went off the
still got
board.
Dotson here in the 8th round.
I know, and I
Dang.
like Dotson. I like him.
Oh, someone just took my pick.
They took McKinnon. You wanted McKinnon?
Yep. Yeah.
P.
This is
Ryan
my,
it, man. You got to P. Ryan that sucker.
I am going to do P. Ryan.
I'm telling you.
I am going to do P. Ryan. I think they're going to have a good season anyway.
And for me, I don't think when Javante returns healthy, I don't think that doesn't remove Samaje.
I think Denver's going to be a little better this year with having dang it, it's on the tip of my tongue. Sean Payton. Having Sean Payton there, I think is going to help a bunch.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Andy took Brian Robinson with the first
That's
part
a
of
good
that.
one. That's a good one.
All right, now what do I want to do here?
That is the question.
You want Watts? You want Dotson, man. Oh, you took Thomas, huh?
I'm thinking Thomas is a flyer here.
Yeah.
Somebody gets him.
It's not really much of a flyer if he plays.
Very true.
Though I guess the flyer is he going to play?
Yeah.
He had, 2 years to rest his toe. So.
Right.
So Zach's got 3
yeah.
running backs, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 quarterback.
Yeah,
so
I think I'm gonna take him because I think he's gonna have a good year, and I think one of them is gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyler Lockett's kind of been nicked up the past couple years. He hasn't missed significant time, but he's missed a couple games here and there. And I think that kid's going to be pretty good. I don't know about with Geno Smith. I guess we'll just see.
Hey, Bob, you got anything to say besides Zach?
He's been talking.
He's got to get closer
Bob,
to it. Yeah. Well, Bob's got a pick. Don't bother him.
Bob's still kind of new to this too.
I like Jay Willie.
He's only played one. Bob's only played 1 year too, so he's still kind of new to this.
Yeah, and I got to look at what I'm trying to do here.
Damn, Aaron Rodgers was still there in the 9th round. Okay.
I think he's going to be a bust. I really think he's going to have a hard time this year. Just my feelings.
So I'm going to take Jordan Addison here to start it off to make sure that when Kirk Cousins doesn't throw to Justin Jefferson, and I'll get some points from that.
We're in round 10.
Yeah.
So
and now I'm looking at probably another running back to actually like a couple of dart throws here.
Oh, I'm so glad you just did that to Andy too. I know this isn't real, but yeah, if he would have gotten Addison, Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins,
yeah,
because I think they're going to be real good this year.
They're just going to throw the ball a lot.
Well, yeah,
they are. Yeah. So I took Rashad Penny with my next pick, and there's a few running backs. I mean, you can take your chance on either Miami running back because they're going to have a high scoring offense. So Jeff Wilson just went off after I, picked. You got Mostert there. I even like Antonio Gibson, Zach Charbonnet. Like you've got a lot of good dart throws. I went for Rashad Penny because he could potentially be the number 1 running back. I know it's on a team with Jalen Hurts, so he's not going to get a ton, but high scoring offenses, that's kind of what I went for. I went for a high scoring offense and a running back that I know will, as long as he's healthy, he's proven that he's great.
So real quick, it's getting ready to be my pick, and I'm just going to tell everyone I'm going to take a flyer in round 10 here.
Yep.
You want to do it, judge it yourself, but I'm going to take a defense in this round.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
In the 10th round? Are you
someone
serious?
just took.
You
How
can, you can.
did you just take the Bills defense? Who just took the Bills defense?
The guy before him.
I'm
Hey,
telling you
Bob, I
what,
like your pick of
you
Antonio
guys
Gibson as well. I like Bob's Antonio Gibson pick.
Well,
can-
so now I don't know if I am going to pick a defense. Actually, I am going to pick a defense. I'm going to take the Cowboys. Yeah,
you
I'm going to
Oh,
take the Cowboys,
Louis.
Louis. Louis, I'm taking the Cowboys D, man.
All
But
right,
you
we
can
got.
also do the week to week on those. So,
Yeah, it's true. I do as well. So I will be. I also think there's actually a lot of good defenses at the back end that people aren't talking about.
okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Etienne's backup. Big.
Oh, Tank
I just
Bigsby.
like the name Tank. That's
That's
just
true. That's
awesome.
true.
So,
Yeah.
And he's not even big. I think he's small. He's just a normal sized guy or something.
I'm going to do that, and then I'm coming back with looking at my receivers. I got tight end and stuff, so I'm going to probably go with somebody that um, Aaron Rodgers trusts in Lazard, since
I
they're
like the
both on a
Lazard
new
pick.
team.
I was just going to take Lazard. You just
Well, you
took
can't
him from
now,
me.
so don't cry. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I like the pick though, is all I'm saying. Ooh. Um,
I kind of like the way
I'm not going to normally recommend people do this, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to take Tua. So I have two quarterbacks. I have Tua and Deshaun Watson.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got.
it kind of
It's really not.
locks up the quarterback room a little bit too. You know what I mean?
Yep, you got Chester the molester, and you got the concussion guy. So you're locked up there.
CJ or who went? Bryce Young. Bryce Young. He probably won't start. I doubt it. Their backup, I'm not sure who it is. Is it Sam Darnold?
Who, for the 49ers?
No, for Carolina. Who's the backup?
Oh, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. Yeah,
The
Andy
Red
Dalton.
Rifle.
Andy Dalton's going to start.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be picking him. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, no.
Andy
You just
Dalton.
auto picked or something. You did, right? Geno
You got
Smith.
Geno. That's not a
You
bad
got
one,
Geno.
though.
That's a decent.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
actually not bad.
if you're trying to get two quarterbacks, like I said, I wouldn't recommend taking two at that time. I like both of them. I love Tua and Deshaun.
So I'm up, and I'm. This is a guy I have not drafted at all. I have not drafted this man in any mock draft, and I don't even know he's going to have a great one. But as you've
I
noticed,
mean,
there's a lot of correlation between quarterback and receiver, and so you're trying to make that correlation as best you can. So I actually am going to take Darnell Mooney here since I have Justin Fields.
yeah,
I'm going to take
yeah.
Darnell Mooney, and then
I don't
got to be
hate it.
honest. I'm gonna go with Zach Charbonnet. He's here, and Kenneth Walker's already shown that he can get hurt because he got hurt last year, and if he does, Charbonnet's right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Zach Charbonnet, the backup running back for the Seattle Seahawks. So I will take him. There's lots going on, really. There's a lot of things down.
Dang, I was just thinking about taking Elijah Mitchell, and someone took him. That's a steal in round 12.
I agree with you there. I've taken him a lot in these mock drafts.
Sky Moore. Dang, all my things I'm thinking of are going.
Bob took the Packers D. Yes, I'm with Andy. I will be waiting until round, I guess, 15 to take my defense at that point.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So I'll do that then.
Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing what I did. I just did what I did because I wanted a top defense in the league.
Yeah. Oh no, it makes sense, man. If you don't have to change it all the time, and the Cowboys have proven to create a lot of turnovers, that's what you want in fantasy football.
Change during bye week, so go for it, Zach. I'm all for it. Take him in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take Zay Flowers.
He was the only guy queued up for me, Zach. Why'd you take Zay Flowers?
I mean, I think he may have a good year, but Odell will have to stay healthy. Odell, I think it's going to be pivotal for Odell to be on the field for Flowers to have good games.
Look at Andy trying to correlate again with another receiver. You got KJ Osborne trying to tie that in with his quarterback.
And that kind of handcuffs Justin Jefferson in case
Well,
I have a problem with that.
Well, that's fine too. Just draft all the Vikings people, please.
And then I'm going to go with Jordan Golf because they're going to pass a lot. And I have him with Amon St. Brown, and I just won't play him on primetime games.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So I
think that I am going to.
I should probably look at actual players to draft.
I really think that I'm going to go with Algier. I mean,
I like it. I like it too.
I don't know how much playtime he's going to get, but if he does, he's good.
He's good.
Yep.
But I think Bijan is going to be the number one guy.
Oh yeah. I think he comes in and takes all of the carries.
Yeah, correct. It will be the Bijan show. But I mean, Algier has shown that he's great. I mean, I shouldn't say great, but he's got the rookie record for them. So I mean, he should get some run.
I'm trying to remember, but I told you guys on the last podcast, and I think it was Atlanta, I think, said that they're going to use both of them as wide receivers a lot so that they're both on the field.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it was Atlanta that said that they were going to utilize their run game by running them out.
All right.
People are taking kickers now, which is funny.
I've got a sleeper tight end that I can't take because I picked up a receiver on his team and it's not a heavy passing team. So I'm actually going to take Gerald Everett as my tight end.
I had him. Chargers. I was looking at him when I picked Algier, but.
And then the next one I'm actually going to take my quarterback, and this is more going to be interesting play. So I'm actually going to take Kyler Murray. I already have Justin Fields, and
that's right.
Yeah, but give Murray some time to come back, and if he's also healthy, man, I might. And I got a great.
No, trash.
Whatever.
Trash him. Throw him in the trash. That dude is done, bro. I'm telling you, that dude's done in the NFL. You watch, he's done.
Who?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
I don't think Kyler Murray's.
I'm telling you, unless he changes his attitude and shit, the way his teammates and shit talk about him, he's out, dude.
Yeah,
he isn't playing well. He's been hurt a lot, and he's got a bad attitude. Nah.
He already ran one coach out of there.
2 picks left, right?
Yeah. Three.
Yeah, three, but we're not picking a kicker, so you really only have 2
one.
picks.
Yeah, probably. You want a backup quarterback, yeah. Yeah. Who'd you take, Stafford?
Carr, first year.
Really, I shouldn't have taken.
I actually love. Look at Taysom Hill. Look at someone drafted Taysom Hill there, Andy.
Fuck him. I can't stand that dude. He needs to find another sport.
So I like to do this a lot, just so everyone knows. I'm going to draft a player to handcuff someone else in the league. So I'm taking Chase Claypool away from Greg. So because he has Justin Fields.
Well, I can't pick anymore. I've kind of made some bad picks here. Not thinking about it. I've never drafted Kelsey, so I kind of forgot I got Kelsey on my team. That's another tip. Don't forget who's on your team. Because actually, there's one guy I'll mention. Well, somebody should draft him. He's so far down the list. But, I mean, Andy will be the one to draft him. Jameson Williams. I mean, that man should be drafted. He's not going to play the first 6 games because he's suspended.
Right.
But that would be a good pick for late rounds.
That's what I'm saying. And he's going late. Jameson Williams is going in the 15th, 16th round. He's not listed high.
But for my last pick, I picked that Rashid
Rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think he'll be a player for Mahomes. And I think if Tony gets hurt, we're good to go.
Yeah.
You know? I think I'm done.
You are done. So you're now done. Technically, I mean, we're gonna auto draft into a kicker or something. At that
I'm
point.
gonna pick Carlson. So just so everybody knows, if I had to pick a kicker, I'd go with Carlson. But he ain't out there.
No, I was gonna say most of the kickers are gone now because people actually are on here drafting them.
I
And
feel
we're
Well,
good.
I guess I could have waited
Some-
till one more round to take a kicker, but whatever.
Oh, did you take one?
Yeah, I thought that was my last pick. I didn't see I had one more. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's my second to last pick. It's not like I'm losing much.
I like Jalen Warren late too, especially if you have
Yeah.
Najee. I think Jalen Warren is a good.
Plus, I might still get the player I wanted. So I was looking at. It doesn't matter who picks before me. I was looking at Donovan Peoples-Jones, another
Okay.
decent player that also gives me another player with Deshaun Watson.
Shit.
Yep. And those
I mean,
connections
he's not
are
a
helpful.
he's not a starter, but he's a good bench player. He's good to have on the bench.
I'd have taken him over Chase Claypool. Like that man's ever going to
Probably,
see the light of day
probably.
because Chase Claypool's already having problems in Chicago. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah.
nobody's going to
Yeah,
draft him anyways because your
Yeah, but
name's
he
not
might get
Zach
traded.
Godby.
Well, right, but he might get traded. I'm also a Notre Dame fan, everyone, so I love Chase Claypool. Sorry.
Sorry to hear that. I know where you got that from. So
Well,
apologize.
hey,
Hey, you know what?
we just produce a bunch of talent. No big deal.
Yeah.
Since when? Since when?
What do you mean? Since forever.
Since forever.
Since forever.
Just
Okay.
draft Zerline. I don't
All
care.
right. You
Okay,
know what? I had
here, I'll
this
put it to you.
argument
Here, I'll
with
put it
your
to you.
dad and your
Hold on.
stepdad. I've had
Hold
this
on. I'll put
argument
it to you like
before.
this.
You
So
know
Notre Dame has had
know-
a tight end go in the first two rounds in the last 10 years.
I've had this argument with him many, many, many times, and they don't act like they're part of Indiana. So fuck them.
All right. Well, Bob, I like your pick, Bob, of Mingo taking a chance.
Mingo,
There's going to be that connection.
I do like Mingo for sure.
I even like the
And
Gus
yeah,
Edwards pick that went.
I am going to get Donovan Peoples-Jones, so that's not a bad little team I got there.
Little DPJ action.
Picker just to be able to pick somebody else because fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Carlos Santos with Chicago. He's top of the thing, so there you go.
All right, and so when we're done here, guys, try to stay on your screen if you can, because I'd love to get your thoughts just in general on your draft and what your thoughts are on like how well you drafted, how well your team is spread. So I'm gonna start. I'll start with you, Zach. Like, what do you think of your team on this? And I'll show everybody your team here if I can.
I'm going over my team. I would probably give myself, I don't know, a B, maybe a B plus. I don't love the team, but I don't hate it at all. Obviously, it's a matter of opinion, but Deshaun Watson playing football is one of the best quarterbacks there is, so I love having him. Derrick Henry, we all know he's just a workhorse, and he hasn't dealt with a lot of injury, but Najee Harris is decent. I think he's going to have a good year. I love Jalen Waddle. I like Elijah Moore. I think he's going to have a great year in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson
and Amari Cooper. Pick, man. Oh, you could have got Elijah Moore like 4 rounds later.
Right. That's one of the reasons I would say I probably drafted bad. Like I give it a B because I could have gotten Elijah Moore. Yes, you're right. In like the 5th round, maybe, probably. But I also wanted to have Deshaun Watson and Elijah Moore together.
Yeah.
I hate Kyle Pitts, but I did that just for jokes to Greg. So I will not be drafting Kyle Pitts, just so everybody knows.
So you can have him.
But I do love Brandon Cooks. I was serious about that. I think he's going to be their number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's a stud. I mean, I took the Cowboys defense, like I said, a little early, but I think they're probably going to be the best defense in the league. If not, they'll be top 3. So
solid. Yeah.
And then I like my bench. I got, P. Ryan and Smith and Jigba, and I got Tua as a backup. I like that. You know, I got Flowers, which, like I said, I like him if Odell stays healthy. Algier again is a great running back, and then you know the last two, Claypool and Peoples Jones. I mean, that's just mediocre. So I would probably give myself a B. Maybe a B plus, but probably a B.
I think you need another running back. That's the only thing I would say. I think you only got 4. I think in our league, I'd like
Like
to come out
five.
of it with at least. You got 5. Am I counting that wrong?
Yeah, I do. I do only have 4,
Yeah, there's
but
only
that
4.
also
Five down at the bottom.
you're saying that, but again, this will be discussed
Oh,
later.
that's my
But
team. It's always showing my roster on that very bottom left corner.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I'm
So
sorry.
everybody that's on here, I thought the same. I thought whenever I clicked on a team, it would show me theirs. No, it
I
doesn't.
gotcha.
It's but that's the only thing I'd say in art is like I'm going for at least 5 running backs. I'll be honest with everybody there because the fact that as of right now, before we discuss any rule changes, we can play 4 running backs as of right now. So it's like that's kind of the tough part in with the position that gets hurt a lot. But otherwise, I can feel where you're coming from, and I think you took a lot of good shots in there because Tua could hit. I mean, as long as Tua's healthy, he's going to
so
score a lot
so
of
to
points.
so in my defense, I was kind of drafting that as if the rule change has happened. No one knows about that yet, but it's one of the possibilities of a rule change. We'll see what happens. I mean, if nothing changes in our lineups, then yes, I would say you probably want 5 running backs. Yes.
I think, we can talk about this another time, but I think we need to add another running back to be able to let the people have a choice, whether they want to have an extra running back or an extra wide receiver, bump them up. They can decide what they want to do, but
You're
I
talking
think,
about the minimum and maximum.
yeah,
Yeah, you're talking
exactly.
minimum max roster size. Yeah, so I would agree
Correct.
with that. I would agree because I think we had it capped at 5 or something like that.
We did.
But I would agree with that as well. So we'll
We
talk
can
about
discuss
that
that at
in that
another
one.
That
time.
is definitely one that
Yeah.
I agree. You mean like don't max it out? Is that what you're saying?
Well, have it at
Well,
least at 6, not 5, like we
right.
did last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
I agree with that. Yes. Yeah.
you experts can decide whether you want to use it for a running back or a wide
Sure.
receiver.
Right.
Very
Right.
true. Very true.
No, I do agree. I agree with that. But yeah,
So
that'll be another discussion. Sure.
Exactly.
so Andy, where do you feel like how do you feel about your team that you drafted?
Actually, I think it fell fairly decent, and I started out heavy on wide receivers and was able to get Justin Jefferson, and I was also able to, kind of handcuff him with Osborne, which I also think there's games where I could probably play both of them. Amon St. Brown, awesome receiver last year for me as well. So I feel like receiver wise, I'm pretty good. Lazard, I think, is a good go-to person for Aaron Rodgers, so he might be another one that I could put in the flex pretty easily. And then I took a flyer at the very last round with that Rice Kansas City because, man, Kansas City receivers, you don't know who they're going to pick, but who they're going to throw to from one game to the other. As
Yeah.
far as running back,
Sorry. Hang on real fast. Rice is a rookie, right?
Yep.
correct.
I
He's
think.
a flyer. He
Yeah.
can
I
fly.
think if he's as good as they think, though, he'll be a stud for Kansas City.
Could be, but they have others that are studs as well. And Kelsey
Sure.
takes up a big chunk of
Mhm.
passes, but he could be
Mhm.
somebody. As far as running backs, I got Etienne. I had him last year. He came on, did really well. But I also handcuffed him with Tank Bixby.
Yep.
I just love that name, first of all. But he's supposed to be a power runner, which will do real well. Plus, I
Yeah.
got Pacheco. I just like the way Pacheco runs. I mean,
Yep.
he's a hard runner. And then, I think my backups with Robinson and Washington, and
Yep.
I've got who else am I looking at?
We got Rashad White on
Rashad
accident.
White. Yeah, he was pretty good, and I don't know that Tampa Bay's offense going to be great, but he could be valuable to them. So I
Yeah.
You don't have.
feel bad about this at all.
So are you telling everyone not to draft Baker Mayfield?
Exactly. I'm telling him, don't. Yeah, let Rashad White run the ball.
Oh my God, that was a good
I
one.
went with two quarterbacks because last year that kind of bit me in the ass because I went with one and the injuries and all this and that. And I know I went with two later in the rounds with Cousins and then with Golf. But I think both of them are going to be throwing the ball
Yeah.
in offenses they're in.
Yep.
And I could play matchups there. And
Yeah.
I don't think this turned out too terribly bad. Defense, Seattle does what Seattle does, but you can always mix and match those week to week.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Hey, Zach, can you get Bob on? We want to hear about Bob's
Yeah.
thoughts.
Come on, Bob.
All right, Bob.
Bob.
Here, just stand up. Yeah. I don't know when you'll be able to see him.
I can see him.
Hey,
All right,
Bob.
Bob. What do you feel about your team? How do you feel?
It's I need to be better with like doing a QB receiver combo. Not I'm kind of all over the board.
And that's not a must. Like even with Justin Fields, like for example, I wasn't really planning to do that. Once I draft Justin Fields, I actually don't like any receiving options on there. Like DJ
Right.
Moore is so like some of the guys it just doesn't work out. But I see what you're saying. It's good to try to
Yeah.
tie it in if you can.
I do like Aaron Jones. And then I think Devontae Smith could. That was my problem. I had Devontae last year, and he was hit and miss for me. I think he might be more of a hit this year.
Three.
In all honesty, man, you're starting running backs and you're starting receivers. I like a lot. Like
And
I'll be
I
honest.
like Stevenson from last year.
Yeah.
I think Allison had him last year, and
Yep.
he did some big things for her.
Who's Williams, the running back?
Jamal J.
No.
Willie.
So you got him. He's in Detroit. Okay, that's good.
No, he's in New Orleans now.
New Orleans now. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
But everyone's been on Kendre Miller as like the rookie they just drafted. But I mean, he's coming off a knee injury,
Right.
which is crucial. And then you got Alvin Kamara who's going to be suspended for some sort of time. And I think Jamal will be solid the whole year. I actually like your Jamal and Antonio Gibson. I like them both. I think they'll both be solid running backs for you too.
Yep.
Watson, Ayuk, like you got some good players here, Bobo.
Yep.
There he does. And I think Mingo's going to start showing up because this is like the second year after that major knee injury. So I think he'll bounce back.
Did he have a?
Yep.
Well, wasn't he drafted this year?
No, he was
Mingo?
drafted last year, but he hurt himself in the championship game with that knee injury. So last year he was pretty much non-existent, I thought.
No, that's Jamison Williams. That's what I was telling you to draft. Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well, Jonathan Mingo is a rookie this year. Zach, can you confirm this for me? Yeah, because they drafted him out of Ole Miss.
Yeah. Yes.
So Andy's not an expert, but
Nor am I.
no. So yeah, but no, I actually like your team, Bob.
Hey, real quick, I know we're recording and we're right in the middle of it, but Andy, where'd you say you are? You're in Kansas?
Yes, sir.
How bad is the smoke there?
Well, I don't know, not too bad. Pretty close to Colorado, so it's usually pretty good.
Yeah. You must not know. You must not.
I know what you're talking about. The Canadian smoke is not down in here, so
yeah,
I'm all good.
Is it real bad where you're at, Greg?
Yeah, it's pretty smoggy here, man. We have apparently Chicago has the worst air quality index in the nation right now.
Yeah.
So we're struggling a bit. It definitely smells smoky.
It's pretty bad here.
All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Good mock draft. I gotta go home.
Nice. Thank you for joining us, Bob.
All right, tell Autumn we said hello, love her, and hope she doesn't scold us for being late.
I will. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Mindy. Bye.
As far as my draft, the only thing I'll say is I have too many bye weeks. Like I usually actually focus on bye weeks. I don't like to have too many guys that are on the same bye week, and I got too much of that. I got like 5 guys on like week 13. I have 3 or 4 on week 10. I have a few on week 7 and like a few on week 5. So I usually try to like avoid it as much as I can, but it's tough to do that at times too, and especially when you're going this fast. But I like my draft overall. I wouldn't have taken Madison. I would have taken Sanders, and then I forgot that I had drafted Kelsey in the very first beginning. And normally, I don't ever draft tight end that early, so I shouldn't have taken Everett. I should have taken Jamison Williams. But overall, I feel good about the drafts. I'm a little hit or miss when it comes. All my receivers are going to be boom bust. That's going to be
Yeah.
where this team would have a big downfall right now.
Yeah.
A ton of boom busts from the receivers, but hopefully I got 5 running backs, I got 5 receivers, 2 quarterback, 2 tight end, a fucking kicker, defense. But I think there's a lot of late round defense. I think Carolina always usually has a good defense or a young defense, and they're not even being drafted in mock drafts I'm in. I mean, I feel like the Eagles should have a good defense. Like they seem to be a solid defense, and they drafted like their top draft pick this year is a top defensive player. They just got to get his head right. So if they do that with all their veterans on their team, like I think they could be another solid underrated defense right now in the beginning. So I think you can find D later on, but as you mentioned, Zach, you got Cowboys really good defense. You know they cause a lot of turnovers. You got a lot of top tier defenses. I'm I'm interested about the 49ers this year just because Sala
Yeah.
left what 2 or 3 years ago now, and then
Yeah.
yeah, and then their most recent defensive coordinator is now the head coach at Houston. So for me, it's
Mhm.
also maybe they can churn those guys out just like Notre Dame churns out great tight ends that are drafted within the top 2 rounds of the drafts every year.
Yeah.
Maybe
Don't get
they
me
just
started
do
about
that.
Notre Dame.
Oh man.
Takes
Um,
2 to 3 years for a tight end to mature in the NFL, just so you know.
yeah, I can understand that because yeah, okay. Usually rookie
Who's your
tight ends are
who's your
not
college
great.
team? Who's your college team, Andy?
Well, I do like Indiana, but they play basketball.
Oh, okay.
Hey, don't be putting down Nebraska. They're gonna come back, under the
Hey,
what's his
okay.
face?
hey, their women's softball team is going to be great next year.
They're gonna be kick ass. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, they got that girl, the Oklahoma chick from Papillion.
Oh,
She's from your spot.
where I live.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I don't know
How
if you saw
about
that. So if anybody's watching the Women's College World Series, Oklahoma went 60-1 this year, something
How
crazy.
about LSU in the College World Series, man? That was
Yeah,
awesome.
and their top pitcher is she the number 1 pitcher for Oklahoma? Was she?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She
she was only
set
a
a record.
sophomore, so she'll be a junior.
Right. She set
And
a women's College World Series record where she only gave up 1 walk in all
yeah,
of the pitching she did for the entire College
incredible.
World Series.
Yeah.
She's a stud.
Like her career, I think her
Yeah.
career, she's 44-2 with a 1 ERA is her career so far in
She was
college.
highly
Like,
recruited coming out of high school. Yep.
yep, and
She's
now
something
she's
else.
back to Papillion. Now she's going she's not too far from you.
Nebraska.
So that's pretty cool. Because shoot, I mean, what
Better
what
than
else can she
Nebraska
do,
football,
Andy,
that's all I
besides
gotta
help
say.
the Nebraska team? Because she's won 2 championships now with Oklahoma in her freshman
Right.
and sophomore year, and been the lead pitcher for them both years. So now she's like, you know what? I'm gonna be like LeBron. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back home.
I'm
Try
going,
to bring
I'm
them a
going to South Beach.
championship. Yeah, that's
Take
what's
my
happening.
talents elsewhere. I
But
know it.
but
College football, I don't have as many good teams there, but I still root for the Colts and for the Dolphins. So let's
yeah,
hope they have better years.
yeah. Let's
Yes.
hope.
I'll root for both of those teams. Like I said, I like them both. The Colts are my team, but I like the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, I like them both. So hopefully we'll have better years and hopefully have a really good year. I do want to throw
Yes.
I do want to throw a little red flag in here for a challenge because
Okay.
Stacy is being a new team member. I think we need to watch out for that because I can see Wayne snaking his way in there and taking over, and he's not technically family yet. So keep our eyes on that.
Yeah. That's true. He needs to pop that question if he wants to really be
I'm sure
involved.
that
If he wants to
I'm sure
become
they'll
a general
I'm sure there'll be
manager
a
of one of these
I'm sure
teams,
yes,
he
I'm sure
needs.
there'll be a GM thing, kind of like Casey and Sam. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like Allison said earlier today, wait till they get all the notifications from all of our texts. Then they'll be like, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done. I am over
Yep.
this. I cannot do it. I would agree with that. Um, but well,
I
and for
love it. I have so much fun with it. You guys have no idea how much I'm sitting there cracking up to
yeah,
myself.
And
and
Sam, please send us a picture of your trophy on the back of the toilet. I would love to see
Yes.
that.
oh my God,
I know you have some kind of decorative something behind you on the toilet. Just put it.
yep, do it. Make sure it looks nice. Sam, also make sure you send everybody in our chat the picture of your leg. He got so just so you all know, Sam still plays lacrosse. So some of you might know, but he was really good lacrosse player. Played in college. Now plays like in tournaments and other leagues, adult leagues, like where he's at. And let's just say he got pegged hard in the leg with a ball, and it don't look so good. It's
At least
looking
he's a
Oh,
physical therapist.
harsh.
He can help himself.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
that's true. Well, that's the funny part. I was talking with Allison. I was like, it's funny because his parents are his parents still. So they're like, you should go to the doctor. You should go to the doctor. And both his parents have said that. And I was thinking, let's see, he is a doctor technically, and his soon to be fiance is also a nurse. So I think he's in good
Yeah.
hands. I
Care
think
of.
he's fine.
Right.
Sam, I hope you heal quickly.
Yes,
Yes.
we all do, so we can beat you fair and square in this game of fantasy football.
Yep.
But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Doing mock drafts is a good way to get prepared for what we're doing and just to see it and just to even if you just want to see the process and see how it moves, it's always a good thing to do. So I appreciate y'all hopping on here with me. Next time we
No
talk will
problem.
be on the larger call where we'll talk about rules and point adjustments and things like that that could potentially happen. Please make sure you get any potential changes you want to make to me as soon as you can. That way I can get it onto a document because what I'd like to do is actually send that out to everybody beforehand so everybody kind of knows, hey, here's what's been brought up by others. We're going to vote
Right.
on it and go from there. So
Yeah.
we'll get all of that settled and then also give me the date dates that work for you all. So please do that for me as well. Anything
Greg,
before
I'm
I
not
let
gonna
y'all go? Go
yeah,
ahead.
one thing. I'm not gonna send you the dates and all that I'm available because I'll be available.
Okay,
So
you'll be available.
you just need to tell me when and I'll make sure I'm available.
All right, sounds good.
Hey,
Yep.
again, Zach, nice job with the garage. I really like what you did with the place.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. I expanded it. It's really big.
I can't wait to see it.
Looking
All
good.
right. Love you guys. See
Love
ya.
Love
y'all.
y'all.
Peace
Yes,
Bye.
take
out.
care. Deuces.